The NBA is in trouble. The next dynasty has been born, and it resides in San Antonio once again. They get 2 of the top 8 picks in this year's class to pair with Victor Wembenyama, the number 1 pick from a year ago, who, by the way, has been all we thought and even more. Just had one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. Probably should have won Defensive Player of the Year, and we're going to talk today about all of the moves that the Spurs can make this offseason to make them into a potential dynasty. First, though, let's compare the 2 seasons between Gobert and Wembenyama. As you can see, in every category, Victor Wembanyama exceeds what Rudy Gobert did this season in 5 less games. Here he is, making the 3-time MVP look stupid. Joker trying to back him down, it's not going to work. Vic averaged 21.4 points per game, 10.4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3.6 blocks per game as a 20-year-old. 47% shooting from the field, 33% from 3, not great, 5.5 attempts, but I'm sure he'll bring that up. He only played 30 minutes a game, by the way, so per 36, he'd be averaging 26, 13, and 4.5 blocks. Holy cow. I went on to Crafted NBA to try to find his similarity player, and it came up with Hakeem Olajuwon and Anthony Davis, 2 of the greatest defensive big men of all time. We were compared to 2020 AD. You see the accolades there. He averaged 26 a game and 1 depoy. 1991 Hakeem, right before they won their 2 championships, averaged 21, 14, and 4 blocks. So compared to a couple of all-time greats there, as a rookie, people don't understand how insane this season he just had was. He came in and dominated from day one, and after the first 2 games of the season, it didn't get any media coverage. 7'5" guys should not be doing that, but he's going to get some help this offseason because the Spurs have a very competent front office, and it's going to be wraps for the rest of the league. This year, his help was Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and Trey Jones, who did their best to keep the ball away from Wemby, which, it should not have been happening. He should have gotten the ball probably every play. His best help was for sure Devin Vassell, who really good player. I think he's going to be probably the number 2 to Victor Wembanyama for a long time here in San Antonio. They already got him signed on for a good long while. He averaged about 20 a game this year, 4 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal in over 30 minutes of action. I think he's going to be a great 3-and-D wing. He already is a great 3-and-D wing, and he's 23 years old. Shot at 47% from the field and 37% from 3. Now, last year, he shot at 44% from the field and 39% from 3, so some regression from the 3-point line. Not something you'd like to see from a 23-year-old, but he did go up 3 percentage points from the field goal, so he was tied for second in defensive rating per 100 possessions as well. All signs are indicating that these 2 are going to be running San Antonio for quite some time. Now, the draft, which is the whole reason I made this video, because they got 2 first-round picks, 2 top 8 picks, and then a few more picks later on. I think the first thing they need to do is address the point guard position, unless one of the top 2 guys in Alex Sarr or Zachary Rizachet drops, then maybe you could start experimenting. But I think you have to come away with a pure point guard here. Nikola Topic is one of the first options at 6'6", 200 pounds, 18 years old, out of Serbia. One of those foreign guys. He averaged 14.5 points a game, 5.5 assists, 1 steal in 28 minutes as an 18-year-old playing pro basketball. As you can see, if he develops a jumper, he could be really, really good. Imagine this trio running things in San Antonio for quite some time. And the Spurs have a really good history with foreign point guards. Tony Parker, to be an example there. Another guy you could go after is Rob Dillingham, who comes in at 6'3", but only 165 pounds, so that could be a question mark, and he's a bit sporadic. He likes to shoot the ball a lot, and we're looking for a true facilitator to get Wemby and Vassell the ball, but as you can see there, some springs in those legs. He's got some natural ability. He averaged 15, 4, and 3 this year at Kentucky, coming off the bench in 24 minutes a game. Can really shoot the 3 ball at 44%, and he was the freshman of the year, I believe, in the SEC, but he definitely had some freshman mistakes. Some other guys here we could look at. Cody Williams, bad quality picture, goodness gracious. But if he falls, he could be an elite pickup there. Dalton Connect, another guy that could be an elite pickup, great shooter, great vertical ability. But I also like Reed Shepherd, who I think projects as a point guard at the next level. Best player available definitely should be the pick at number 4. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a break here. Make sure to like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. As you can see here, a large majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. If that is you, go ahead and fix that. We've gained like 500 subscribers in the last week, so go ahead, hop on the trend. We're trying to hit 200 likes on today's video, so if you could help us do that, it'd be greatly appreciated. And now let's go ahead and continue on here, looking at free agency, starting with, I think they should bring in Gary Trent Jr., Buddy Hield, one of those two guys to complement Wembenyama in the backcourt. They have $25 million in cap space, but that could be greatly increased because Keldon Johnson is scheduled to make $19 million a year next year. He is expandable, and Devontae Graham is scheduled to make $12 million. So there's $31 million right there that is very expandable. Could get up to about 50, little bit around 55 million this offseason. Buddy Hield, the first guy here that I like. On his career, he's a 40% three-point shooter, and what we're trying to do for the Spurs is get Vic some shooters. 12 points a game, 3 boards, 39% shooting last year with Philadelphia. Gary Trent Jr. had an off year coming off of player option into the contract year. Averaged 14 points, 2.5 rebounds, 39% from 3 for him as well, but that was in 28 minutes. So another guy you could bring in there. I like any of these forwards with Derrick Jones Jr., Kelly Oubre, Royce O'Neal. As you can see here, the theme that the Spurs need this offseason is a pure point guard, facilitator, and then just 3-and-D guys that you can throw in there all over the place because you have a generational talent at center. Now, some trade rumors that are floating around. Basically, Atlanta's backcourt is being in trade rumors with the Spurs right now. Trae Young averaged 26 points per game this year, 11 assists, 2.3 rebounds in 36 minutes a game. And he is a guy that, yes, his passing ability, he averaged 11 assists per game this year. It would be fantastic when paired with Victor Wembanyama and Devin Vassell, but he only shot 43% from the field on 19 attempts this year, 37% from 3. He's scheduled to make $43 million a year for the next 4 years, and he's a bit undersized. This would mean that Keldon Johnson is gone, and I don't really want to bring in Trae Young if I'm the Spurs. I'm not going to lie. It ruins your flexibility for the next few years. DeJounte Murray, on the other hand, I would love a reunion with him. 23 points, about 5 boards, 6 assists, a little over that. Good defender, not what he once was, but a good defender. 46% from the field, 36% from 3 on 7 attempts, and he's scheduled to make $28.5 million next year. So off rip, you're saving $15 million by getting DeJounte Murray instead of Trae Young. Keldon Johnson's probably still gone, but if we're being real, is that really a bad thing? I mean, he wasn't too impressive this year in his 4th year in the league. 15.7 points, 5.5 rebounds on 45% shooting from the field, 35% from 3. That's not good. Or maybe it was his 5th year. He should have already been, progressing by now. You can't keep Sohan and Keldon Johnson together and play them in the same lineup. But you have plenty of picks over the next few years that you can use to try and lure in trades. Give the Hawks their picks back over the next few years. Definitely could be good. And yeah, this lineup next year could be really, really good. Like if they go out and get DeJounte Murray, get like a Derrick Jones Jr. and run at the 4, kind of like we're seeing the Mavs doing right now. Maybe he's a little bit undersized, but you have this dude at the center spot that can pretty much erase anything going towards the rim. Derrick Jones Jr., good perimeter defender. Same thing with DeJounte Murray. Same thing with Devin Vassell. And then off the bench, you got like Trey Jones, Jeremy Sohan, Zach Collins, basically most of the starters from this year. And then like if Cody Williams falls to you there. Also, I did want to point out that we took Reed Shepherd there in this situation. Coach Pop could do a lot with that group, but I think Reed Shepherd really projects more as a point guard at the next level at 6'3", better defender than people give him credit for, and he shot at 52% from 3. Imagine that around Victor Wembanyama, just 3-point shooters everywhere, and then you let him cook one-on-one. I like it a lot. I think the Spurs are set up very nicely for the next few years. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button as it really helps out in the YouTube algorithm. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.